going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here at Wall Street PR. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a company known as Cannabis Global Inc. Ticker symbol is CBGL, and they're currently trading at 0.0055 cents per share. You can see they are in a pretty consistent downtrend from previous highs of about 1 cent per share. They pulled all the way back down as of late to these low prices. You can see they actually did hit a low of 0.0030, and that was back on 3/1 of 2022. So about a month ago today, they did hit that all-time low. You can see during the course of this downtrend, they did see some volume come in. You can see these huge volume bars indicated here in the background. So that is encouraging in terms of a potential reversal for the stock price, and hopefully we will see a nice bounce off of these low levels and regain some of the lost gains that we had in these past few months. But before I talk about the stock chart, my price target, my price analysis for CBGL, I do want to, as always, go over the company, talk about the background, some of the recent news and catalysts going on with the company. So we take a look over here at their official website, cannabisglobalinc.com. You can see, if we scroll down here a little bit further, on the Who We Are page, you can see they are major growth in the cannabis and CBD sector. Cannabis Global is a global player in the fast-growing and highly lucrative cannabis marketplace, headquartered in bustling downtown Los Angeles, California. The company will be involved in both the industrial hemp markets were permitted and legal under the 2018 Farm Bill, and the legal marijuana markets as permitted and licensed by way of various state and local laws and regulations. Some of their projects do involve 01 intellectual property, 02 which is cannabis products, and 03 they do have a Cannabis Global podcast as well. So very interesting aspects of their company. If we take a look at some of the recent news, you can see this article over here on Yahoo Finance was published on March 17th of 2022, and it is titled Cannabis Global Restructure Significant Portion of Short-Term Debt as it Prepares for Accelerating Growth. And that's a very exciting title to that article, guys. That's exactly what you want to hear as an investor or prospective investor in a company. If we break this down a little bit further, you can see that they did release details of its recent debt restructuring, where short-term notes were paid in full via a new financing. The new note bears interest at 12% per annum and is convertible into common shares of the company at a later date. And additionally, the note funder was granted rights to purchase shares in the future at a predetermined price via warrants. You can see, and I quote, "The recent payoff of the shorter duration notes via replacement of notes with longer durations will, for the time being, meaningfully reduce the number of conversions from debt to common shares," commented the CEO of Cannabis Global. This comes at an opportune time while we are increasing our demands for working capital to fulfill the large increase of orders we are experiencing, and as we begin to launch new classes of cannabis products via our recently announced agreement with Caliwana. Over the past few months, Cannabis Global has experienced a large increase in customer orders and revenue as it has announced new products and invested in new marketing channels. Most of these increases have been attributable to sales of cannabis flower to California licensed dispensaries, but orders for other products such as edibles and rosin-infused cannabis pre-rolls have also been robust. The company is expected to announce strong growth for the recently closed fiscal quarter ending February 28th of 2022. With the ordering trends continuing well into the current fiscal quarter, which ends on May 30th of 2022. So overall, guys, this is good news. Obviously, anytime a company can kind of refinance or restructure or just kind of reduce their overall debt, that's exactly what you want to see as they do prepare for some future accelerating growth. Next, over here on the website called digitaljournal.com, you can see this one's titled Cannabis Global CEO Talks Revenue Growth, New Products, and Vertical Integration in light of possible federal cannabis legalization. That would be absolutely huge, guys. This right here, federal cannabis legalization. I do think that's where we're headed as a country as a whole. I think we'll get there sooner or later, and I do think that the moment we do, all these cannabis stocks, big or small, will absolutely explode to the upside. If we take a look down here, you can see a letter listed and released by the CEO. This part right here, revenue generation. As we have recently announced, our company is beginning to gain traction, which is clearly being seen in the growth of our revenues across multiple sectors. While we have not yet reported results for our mostly recently closed fiscal quarter, which ended on the 28th of February, we expect the growth patterns we experienced late last year to continue. This revenue growth is being driven by new products entering the market, an increase in our distribution efforts, and the acquisition of numerous new retail dispensary customers throughout California. We expect these trends to not only continue, but also likely to accelerate. You can also see next, successful revamping of product mix as the cannabis consumption in the primary metropolitan areas of California has matured. Cannabis customers are demanding a variety of different new products. We have followed one of the major growth trends in the industry and revamped our product offerings accordingly. Our live rosin products, which are produced without any solvents, continue to gain strong traction with multiple orders coming into the company, and as a result, we have significantly geared up our manufacturing capability in this area, and we are expecting the solventless trend to accelerate as we move throughout 2022. And lastly, I'm going to briefly go over this as well. Product line acquisitions. We recently announced the acquisition of several product lines from a successfully branding and marketing group, Caliwana. These grants are now being marketed through Cannabis Global, and we are working with Caliwana's staff to immediately bring our current products to a much wider dispensary audience throughout California. This will include not only our solventless extract products, but also live rosin infused pre-rolls and cannabis infused edibles. So obviously, guys, they're very optimistic about their future and for the rest of the year. They do believe they have the correct mix of technologies, products, and markets to expand further on their already considerable successes that they have seen these past few quarters. So this is fantastic news as an investor in Cannabis Global. If we take a look back over here and circle back to the chart, you can see, if I zoom out a little bit further, you can see this dip has been occurring for a very, very long time. They recently hit a high of about 35 cents-ish on 2/11 of 2021 and just pulled back slowly and steadily over the course of a few months, all the way down to the recent price of about 0.05 cents per share. And now, guys, considering the fact that we do have the potential federal legalization of cannabis looming, I do think they are due for a reversal. The entire market as a whole has kind of bounced back from some of the scares of inflation and the Russian-Ukraine war and things like that, and some of these weed stocks are beginning to reverse. I think Cannabis Global will be no exception. I think they will reverse as well, and I do think they will see a move kind of similar to this, all the way back up to 1 cent per share, maybe even a little bit higher. I think that price target is a very sustainable and conservative price target for the next few months and the next few years. I think they're fantastic, a long-term stock. They have a ton of upside, and you are buying them right now at a pretty severe discount if you are a believer in this company. But with that said, guys, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to do your own research before investing, and only invest what you can afford to lose. I will see you all in the next one.